if you are seeking direction in your life, you must be aware of your life path. Your life path is your direction. It's exactly what it says. It is the path that you are here to take in your life. So if you are one of those people that are like, I don't know what direction I should take, today you're going to learn that by knowing your life path. Once I understood my life path, it helped me understand everything that I needed to endure and learn to be able to become who I really am. And with the life path number, it is exactly the path, the journey that you are here to take. So when you're asking someone what you should be doing with your life or what is the best thing for you, if they do not know your life path number, they're having you go the wrong way. So your life path number may have you going to California, but if you're not, familiar with your life path, you could be going to New York. That's two different directions. Okay, and today I'm going to talk to you about how the life path can also help you with your astrology, because I look at your life path as your journey, and I look at astrology as the GPS in your journey, because I saw how they connect, and I'm going to show you the placements that will help you identify what you are here to do on your life path. So first, and I'm going to share my story as to how my life path has helped me. So there are 9 life path numbers, but then you also have the master numbers, or 3 master numbers. They're still the life path, but they just call the master number for a specific reason. So I'm going to show you examples on how to calculate your life path, because how you get your life path is through your date of birth. So I'm going to give you an example. So here's an example. You can't see the year, but it says December 15th, 1981, because I want you guys to know your life path. So this is how you calculate it. It is, you separate all the numbers. So December is 12, then you have 15, and then you have 1981. So you add each number in your date of birth. So when you add up December 15th, 1981, you get 28. Well, that's not complete. So now we're going to do 2 plus 8. 2 plus 8 is 10, okay? So you have to get down to a single number. So hopefully y'all can see this, because I can't see it because of the comments, really. But, so then you want to add 1 plus 0. Well, you can't add nothing to 0. So obviously, this is a life path 1. And so let's do another example for the master number. So here is a date of birth that computed to a master number. So the master numbers is 11, 22, and 33. So February 2nd, 1980, you want to do 2 plus 2 plus 1 plus 9 plus 8 plus 0, which is 22. With a master number, it stops here. The master numbers are the only numbers that you don't break down. So again, that is 11, 22, and 33. So I want you guys to know this. So as I'm talking about the life path numbers, you can follow along with me. Now, life path is numerology, and you want to understand numerology because our universe is numerical. It's numbers, and numbers hold certain vibrations. So when you know your life path, you know the vibration that you are on. You will know the obstacles that you endure. See, there's a reason why you enduring the obstacles and the challenges and the trauma and the generational curses that you have, because of the life path number. And once I realized this, I was like, oh my gosh. Once I realized my life path number, everything that I endured was because it was helping me become who I am. See, you can learn your astrology and human design and any other ology, but it is not guaranteed, and you are not destined to fulfill anything in your birth chart. But with your life path number, it is destined. You are going to come into your life path number whether or not you want to. Now, how it plays out, that's on you. I'm not saying you're going to get success, but you're definitely going to come into your life path. And today we're going to learn that. So number 1, your purpose in life is leadership. What does that mean for you? And within that, you have to endure, you have to learn, and I got my notes, y'all. You have to learn failure, individuality, and self-confidence. So with these things that you have to learn, your life path is going to put you in experiences so that you can learn failure, so that you can learn to be an individual, and so that you can learn self-confidence. So most people with life path 1 don't have self-confidence. Okay, they don't know how to set themselves apart and still be a part of something, because number 1 is the first number. It's the pioneer. So a lot of times with life path 1s, you got to endure the most because you are the first. And so in order for you to be a leader, you have to be tried and tested as a leader. And a lot of times with life path 1s, you are afraid to fail. You are afraid to try. But then also with life path 1s, you have a temper. So you have to, maintain that as well. And number 2 is it's the mediator. That is your purpose, is to mediate. And what that means is you're going to experience people pleasing. You have to learn balance, love, and you really want to be useful. So with a life path 2, you are about harmony. You want things to come together. You're ultimately seeking balance. People come to you to get that balance. Now, with your life, you may not feel like you have balance. You might feel out of balance. You might even be a people pleaser because you don't want to upset anyone. Because number 2 is 1, 2. That's 2 numbers. It's balance. But in your life, you're going to endure the imbalance so that you can learn balance in your life. Okay. And number 3 is the communicator. This is your purpose. So I'm not going to continue to sound redundant. This is your purpose. Your life path is your purpose, okay? Has nothing to do with your career or anything like that. Not saying that you can't make this a career, but I do not want you to look at, I want to learn my life path so I can make it a career. I want to learn my life path so I can make money. No. As long as you continue to focus on that, you're never going to remember who you are. You're never going to come to who you really are because you're focusing on the wrong things, okay? So number 3 is the communicator. That is your purpose. So the things that you are going to endure as the communicator in your life is self-doubt, learning self-expression, dealing with your emotions, and having scattered energy, because the life path 3 is very creative, and you are here to share your self-expression and your creativity and talking. And usually people with life path 3, they do not like to talk. They are shy. They don't want to put themselves in front of people because they don't want to be judged and criticized, because they're very sensitive with their emotions. Okay. And because you're so multi-talented, it keeps your energy scattered. You're like, you're doing this, you're doing that, you're like all over the place. And you just need to pick a couple of things that you're really good at and that lights you up, and focus on those and watch what happens. But make sure that you are communicating at all times. And number 4, your purpose is the hard worker. Now, I had put something about the teacher, but people got confused with that. But life path 4, your purpose is the hard worker. So the things that you are going to endure, the direction, let me use a better word, a clearer word, direction. This is the direction that each number has to go to come into yourself. The direction. I like that word. It feels much better. So the direction of the life path 4 is you must learn security, stability, and knowledge. You know a lot of things. But the thing with the life path 4 is that they don't want to take risk. You tend to be stubborn, and because you're a hard worker, you must understand the difference between working hard and being a slave. Sometimes you can be a slave to your work. The life path 5 is the freedom seeker, and the direction that the freedom seeker must go into is fearlessness, adventure, fun. Okay. Now the thing with the life path 5, you can do a little bit too much, little team too much. You little drama queen, because the life path 5 is like having no inhibitions to do whatever the fuck you want to do. Okay. But the thing with life path 5, You have a tendency to abandon people and things. So you on to the next, okay? And you do lack consistency, and you need to be more allowing. Now, with the Life Path 5, you will also learn yourself and your sexuality. So let your freak flag fly. Like, really delve into what turns you on. And do it with no judgment. I don't care how kinky you are. Do it because you need to learn about pleasure, and pleasure in everything, whether it's pleasure in food, pleasure in people, pleasure in sex, pleasure in whatever. This is your direction in life. Now, people with Life Path 5, they're the complete opposite a lot of times. They are afraid of everything. It's either one or the other. They either are reckless or they are afraid and they want to stay in their house and they don't want to do nothing. And so number 6, your life direction is to be the nurturer, okay? And what you should learn to do is balanced responsibility, home and family. Sometimes you can be the control freak and you have high standards. Now, people that are Life Path 6, you're familiar with being a nurturer, but you do think too much. And you want to know why? Because you think you're helping and you're actually an enabler. So you must learn the difference. And a lot of times with the Life Path 6, you do everything. Just like the Life Path 4, you are the responsible one. So because you are the responsible one, you're here to learn responsibility, you're going to attract irresponsible people. Okay, you're going to attract needy people. So you're going to attract the people in your life that you need. You're going to, in all these numbers, you're going to attract the people in your life that is going to help you learn today. Okay, so that's why I want you to look at your obstacles as gifts. Whatever challenging person you have in your life, you want to go up to your Life Path number and see, why is this person here? What do I need to learn from you? Because you're getting on my nerves, okay? Because don't ever let nobody take your power away, because they're there to enhance your power if you choose to look at it like that, okay? And with the nurturer, you think you're helping, like I said, you think you're helping and you're not. So if people don't ask you for your help, don't intervene, because you're just going to get your feelings hurt. Life Path 7, your direction in life is the truth seeker. You are here to learn truth. You are here to understand the meaning of life. But then also on the other side of that, you have to balance spirituality with your analytical mind. Yes. So it says, so your direction is delving into spirituality, analyzing things, trust. You must learn to trust. And with Life Path 7, you don't trust, okay? Because you allow your thinking mind to get in the way of your higher mind. And that's going to be your struggle. It's like, okay, when should I just go with the flow, or when should I use the facts because this don't feel right, okay? That's what you're going to have to learn. And then you like to be isolated. Well, Life Path 7, you must be isolated. You must be alone. Okay? But the thing about a Life Path 7, you want to be in a relationship and you want to be a part of things, but not really. It's like, I want to be with you, but be with you over there. Like, you be over here. I be with you, but you need to leave me alone. And I want to emphasize that with a Life Path 7, because a lot of times you have relationship issues because you are attracting people that don't understand that. So you need to speak up for who you are and be very clear about who you are and be like, look, I like you, but I need my time alone. And if you give me my time alone, I will show up. Because the reason for the Life Path 7 is like that is because you pull in data and information. And a lot of times you're pulling in information that's not useful, and that is a burden on you. So that's why you have to be to yourself so that you can recalibrate and really be in your inner world. Because remember, you are the truth seeker. But you got to remember, the truth is already with you. Okay? And sometimes you can be superficial. Life Path 8, the direction of your life is to be the boss and to be the material manifester. Okay, now this is a good one. This is a good one because people with the Life Path 8, it's a lot going on with the people with Life Path 8. So, what does it mean for you to be the boss and a material manifester? And you know how I tell y'all, do not focus on money. Don't focus on money. Don't focus on things. That's not, I didn't say anything about that with anyone so far, but with Life Path 8, you need to focus on money. You need to focus on money. You need to focus on power, and you need to focus on control. Okay? In your life, in your direction is to acquire abundance of everything. Okay? Now, the latter of that is sometimes you can be overly opinionated, greed, and you can play the victim card. Okay? Now, let me tell you why the Life Path 8 needs to focus on wealth. Okay? It's because you are the boss. You are the I don't want to say the leader because the leader is Life Path 1, but you are the boss. You are here to manage things, to manage abundance, to manage wealth so that you can disperse it out to humanity. So this is the reason why Life Path 8 needs to focus on money, because in order for you to have the power you need, you have to have money. The power you have is in the things that you have. Okay? It's in the relationships that you have, the people. People can be money. People can be abundance. It's in the resources. So you need to learn how to acquire the resources. You need to learn how to use the resources that you have in your life. Look at the people in your life. Are they useful? Can they get you ahead? Okay? And I equate Life Path 8 with Taurus. Scorpio. I equate that with in the second house and the eighth house. I equate that because that's about values, money, possessions. So you want to look into your chart and see that's how you're going to be able to become the boss. But because the opposite side, and you have to learn, a lot of you don't have a good relationship with money. A lot of you have been told because of the color of your skin or where you come from, because your mom and dad didn't have no money, you ain't gonna have no money. You're living your life, in lack. And so that is the struggle with the Life Path 8, or you're greedy, or you just use money for your own selfish gains, and you can't do that. Now with a Life Path 8, you have a lot of challenges, family challenges. It's because you had to learn how to handle situations. So a lot of times you got in situations as a childhood trauma, that helps you to become more independent and how to deal with adversity. Because as a leader and as a boss, you must learn how to deal with adversity. You must learn how to deal with people, because the only way that you can be a leader, you need followers. The only way that you can be a boss, you need people that you can boss around. Okay. You know what I mean? So you need to be able to handle people with a Life Path 8. That is your greatest resource as a Life Path 8, is to handle people. Now with Life Path 8, you could also grew up with a silver spoon in your mouth. So that's where that victim mentality comes from, because now you out here in the world and you're like, oh, life is hard, because now you have to be a grown up. So it's either or. You probably had a traumatic childhood, or you probably had a sheltered childhood, and you want to know this so you know which direction of your life that you need to take. The number 9 in your life path's direction is to be the humanitarian. Your direction in life is wisdom. You must learn wisdom. And so with wisdom requires experience and creativity, to express your creativity. Life Path 9s are very creative. Okay, now the thing with Life Path 9s is that you're not a good listener. And you don't know how to ask for help. So you trying to do it all and be it all. And you cannot do this. This is the reason why you are not successful in whatever endeavors you're trying to get into, is because you're trying to do it all yourself. But as a humanitarian, you are here for the people. You need others to shine your light. So that's the struggle with the Life Path 9. And with the Life Path 9, you have family issues. Everybody that I know that's a Life Path 9 all have family issues. And you want to know why? Because as a humanitarian, you are to take what you learned from your family and go out into the world and no longer attach yourself to what is familiar, because now you are here to recreate your family. Okay? But the thing is, with a Life Path 9, it's hard for you to let go. And that is what you have to learn, because with the Life Path 9, you encompass all the numbers. So you are very equipped to do anything. because you have all the energies of each number. But the thing that is the problem with the Life Path 9 that will not allow you to accomplish your goals is yourself. You are always going to get in the way of anything that you try to do. Everybody that I know that's a Life Path 9 never fulfilled their mission. I'm just talking about the people that I know that's a Life Path 9 did not fulfill their mission because they got in their own way and they held on to what was familiar to them, because you are amazing. A Life Path 9 is an amazing number, but you cannot hold on to your family and friends and what's familiar because they're not going to understand it. They're not supposed to go with you on the journey. You're here for the world. And when you open yourself to the world, oh baby, you're going to receive everything that you ever desired. But the true desire is for you to help another at the end of the day, to make a difference. So, and people that I see that have Life Path 9 is Cancers and Libra ascendants. The majority of people I've been doing readings for lately that has Life Path 9 has either been a Cancer or they've been a Libra ascendant. Now, Life Path 6, obviously we know that sounds just like a Cancer, the nurture, okay? But yeah, I wanted to put that out there because it's no actual number for, no, there's no actual sign, there's no actual sign for the numbers, but as you read the numbers, they are familiar with the signs, okay? All right, so now we're going to do the master numbers. Okay, so the first master number is an 11, and you are called the dreamer, okay? And people got so confused with that. It was like, dreams, what am I supposed to do with that? So this is a little bit about the dreamer. Your direction in life is to follow your intuition. You are here to channel the subconscious. You have a channel to the subconscious, okay? Now, the thing with a Life Path 11 is because you're the dreamer, you're always in your head and you're always in this ethereal world that when it's in reality and when it's the tangible existence, you hold a lot of fear. And it's not necessarily the fear of you, it's the fear of humanity itself. You feel all of that. So that's why a lot of times the Life Path 11 go into their ethereal world, because it's safe there, you know. And with Life Path 11, you have phobias. You're scared of a lot of things. And you have to learn the difference between your greatness and self-destruction, because you have a lot of gifts. Because remember, you can go into the subconscious world and pull out ideas and ways of beings that most of us can't, because dreams. You ever think about your dreams and how it's just crazy? Because in your dreams, there's no resistance. That's why it's all over the place. But in this reality, there's a lot of resistance. So that's why you can only do but so much. Because with gravity and with your mind will put you in a resistance place. But when you're sleeping, you remove all the resistance, like meditation, and you're just breathing and you're just allowing. And that's why your dreams are the way that they are. So with a Life Path 11, I would tell you to pay attention to your dreams, start journaling your dreams, and since you are a dreamer, don't eat anything between 2 to 3 hours before you go to bed, because it will alter your dreams. And do not watch any television or listen to any music that will alter your mind, because you are a portal for the divine. Your dream state is a portal, how you receive messages, how you receive your direction from the divine. And then also with the Life Path 11, you are here to be in front of people. So the reason and think is you're afraid to be in front of people. You're shy. You want to be, you see, a Life Path 11 want to be in the background, but that ain't your space. Your space is in the front. Like, you're really good at helping people, but you're really good at inspiring people. And just your mere presence alone helps people. You don't even have to do nothing. You just wake up like this and be like, hey, and you just bless everybody with your presence. Has anyone ever told you that? Like, man, you just make me feel good just being here. Okay? So don't allow your self-destruction and your self-doubt to dictate your direction, okay? You just showing up is enough. Okay, the master numbers. This is why they're the master numbers, because as you see, 11, if you add it up, is 2. So you not only, and it's 1. So you get 1 and 2, and you get 22. That's a lot of energy. That's a master energy. So because of all the numbers that you encompass, You have great responsibility. You have more challenges too. You have more responsibility, more challenges, because you have more reward. Okay? And so anytime I meet a master number 1122, I'm like, thank you. I'm thankful, because I know that I'm blessed because you're in my life. That's how I look at the master numbers, because I'm like, whoa, wow, what are you going to teach me today about myself? Okay. So that's why you want to distinct the master numbers from the other numbers. Not that they're not important. They definitely are. But with the master numbers, don't take it for granted, because you have three things going for you and against you. The next one is 22, the builder. So your direction is, you take dreams and make them a reality. So you know how the master number 11, they're the dreamer. They're the ones that have all these ideas and possibilities, and they just have this connection to the divine like no other. Now the 22 is like, okay, Miss 11, let's actually do something with this. So you want a 22 in your life. All of us want a 22 in our life. Well, any ideas that we have, we want a 22, because they're going to help us actually make it concrete, make it real. And they have the best ideas, and they're very practical. Now, the thing with the Lifepath 22 is their obstacle is wasted potential. Wasted potential and having too much pressure in their life. They're always under pressure, because they always have to show up. They always have to know, and that's really hard. And so that's just like with the 4 and the 2. So the 2 is the mediator. That's the one that is the balancer. And then the 4 is the hard worker. That's the one that's responsible. So put all that together. You got to be the balance. You got to be the responsible one. You got to be the fixer. You got to, you got to take the wheel, Jesus. That's how 22 feels sometimes. So I know somebody had asked me, like, I'm a 22. I don't know what to build. It's not necessarily, oh, you're building a building or you're building a business. But it's like you just have to start opening yourself up to the possibilities and helping people with their ideas. You're really good at helping others achieve their goals. Okay. You are the rock. You are the foundation. But at the same time, because you are the master number, you're going to be attracting a lot of irresponsible people. You're going to see the problems in the world. You're going to be nitpicky and critical and always complaining, because you just want things to work. Okay. And you just have to know that about yourself. So the last number is 33. And this is a beautiful number. Your direction is the master teacher. That is your purpose in life. Yes, I know. And your direction is enlightenment. You are here to enlighten us. And you are here to be selfless to humanity, and selfless service, and ultimately to learn devotion in whatever that you do. Now, the other side of that is you're going to be overburdened, and you're going to be self-righteous. Okay? Now with the Lifepath 33, and I knew a Lifepath 33. Okay? And y'all remember that group that I was a part of, and I'm going to mention a little bit of it. The leader was a Lifepath 33. Okay? He was a Lifepath 33. And so it's funny, when we were a part of that, when I was a part of that group, one of the things that he used to call himself is master teacher. But then as you continue to develop, he calls you a master teacher. But that was just him coming into his Lifepath 33. So I found that very interesting. But with a Lifepath 33, you must completely surrender to life. And you're going to be put in situations that is going to have you surrender, whether you want to or not. So knowing this as a Lifepath 33, you better surrender. You don't have the tools or the weapons to fight. That's why life is hard for you, because you're fighting and you're going against life. And you are here to surrender to it. You are here to devote yourself to the mere existence of life itself, or whatever it is. And whatever it is that you choose to do, devote yourself to it. And a lot of times with Lifepath 33s, you half-ass. But like, well, if I devote myself to this, what about over there? Don't matter. Remember, trust, have faith. And see, and you are the 3, you are the 6. So 3 is about expression. You are here to express God. Okay? You are here to express divinity. And then with having the 6 in there, you are the lover, the nurturer, the support, selfless service. Okay, that's hard because a lot of our times our egos want to get in the way. Well, if you don't do it for me, if you don't give me that, then I ain't gonna give it to you. Like, nah, that's not what selfless service. Selfless service is surrendering sacrifice. You are the sacrifice, and whatever it is that you do. Okay, and so yeah, I know that's a lot. That's a lot. Okay, but that is the direction that you are here to go into. Yes. The placements that in your life path, in your birth chart, are the following. See, I do the life path numbers in my astrology readings. Ever since I realized that this is your path, this is what I do in my readings. No matter if it's a love and relationship, or if it is a career and purpose, or the debilitation reading, I'm going to your life path. For your life path is going to tell me, okay, what is the direction of her life? Okay, then I apply it to the birth chart. It don't matter if it's human design. It don't matter to me. The life path is exactly that. It's the direction that you're going. Astrology is the GPS. Astrology is the road signs that let you know, okay, go this way. This is how many miles up. Okay, so that's how I use the life path for myself and for others. Now, the 3 placements that will help you, guide you in your life path is your ascendant and descendant placement. Your ascendant is how you show up into the world. Your ascendant is how you do things. Your ascendant is one of your driving forces. Okay, now your descendant is how you do things with others. So obviously, if you are a number that needs others, you want to know how you are with other people. You want to know if your 7th house is in Aries. You want to know if your 7th house is in Taurus. That makes you stubborn, okay? You want to know if your 7th house is Scorpio. Are the people in your life going to be transformational? Are they going to have you going through some intense emotional changes, okay? You want to know that, okay? And then the next one is your North and South node. You want to know this with your life path because your North and South node is how you can express the life path. Okay, it's how you're going to be able to show up on your life path. See, your ascendant is how you do. It's how you going to do that, because the ascendant is how you do things. So, for example, I'm a Virgo ascendant. So the driving force for me is service. Okay, it's being in order. And I'm a life path 1. So the way that I'm a leader is by my service. And in my North node is Cancer in the 11th house. So the way I'm a leader and can be of service is when I'm a part of a group and I'm nurturing the group emotionally. You see that? See, that's how you put it together. Then you want to go to your MC or midheaven, okay? And also the opposite of that is your nadir. I know, y'all, this is a lot of information. That's why I said put your questions in the question box. But the reason why you want to know your midheaven is because that's your career. That's how you can have your soul offerings and monetize all of this is through your career. So, for example, my midheaven is in Cancer. So the way that I go through to be a leader, the way that I'm a leader of service, the way that I'm a leader of my group is through communication, through teaching. That's how you put it all together. Now, the nadir is the 4th house. That's the opposite house. The 10th house or the midheaven is your higher self. Your lower self is within your soul. That's the part people don't see. But see, that's why you want to know, what's my debilitations? What is my obstacles? Because the 4th house is where your childhood traumas live. So you want to know what are debilitations and generational curses. You go to the 4th house because that is what is going to be a challenge for you on your life path. Okay? So yes, and then don't forget the aspects, because the 2 main important aspects in your birth chart that's going to help you and be even more clear on your life path is your ascendant aspects and your midheaven aspects. You want to know that because it's going to give you the details. Because remember, the devil's in the details. It's going to give you the details as to why you went through what you went through, but then also in your career, do this, not that. So, for example, I'll use myself as an example. My ascendant is Virgo. So the ruling planet in my ascendant is Mercury. So I will go to my aspects that have Mercury in them. I'll go to my ascendant aspects and my Mercury aspects. Okay? So then my midheaven is in Gemini. So that's still Mercury. So I'm straight Mercury. My whole being is about Mercury. So for example, if your 10th house is in Cancer, then you will go to the moon, because Cancer is ruled by the moon. Okay. So it's an emotional experience for you. Okay. So that's what you want to do with those aspects. With my story, what my life path had taught me is about independence. Independence, how to be an individual, how to have self-confidence, and those are the things that I'm here to teach you guys. Those are the things that I'm here to share with you, is how I did that. Because in my life growing up, I was very sheltered. I was raised by my grandparents. They adopted me. And I was very sheltered as a kid. They did everything for me. And so I don't know if y'all know anything about your grandparents. They going to take care of you and, and coddle you. And that's what they did. It was really hard for me to stand on my own 2 feet. And that's what my Life Path 1 was trying to teach me, is that you must learn to be independent. You must learn to take care of yourself. So after I graduated high school and went to college, that's when my life started. That's when my life path started. So then I started like getting a job and taking care of myself. But it was still really hard for me to be independent, because I was dependent on, everybody to do everything for me. And I never could speak up for myself. And then as an individual, as me having this Life Path 1, I have this need of wanting to be a part of something, but I never feel like I fit in. I always feel like I'm an outsider. So even when I was a part of that group, I never felt like I fit into that group. But any other group that I was in, I never felt like I fit in. Even if my friends, I feel like I'm the oddball out. And that's not true, but that's what the Life Path 1 will do for you, because you are always here to stand alone, but you're not alone because you have your followers are right behind you or beside you. Okay. And self-confidence. I just did a live about my self-confidence and abandonment issues. I was abandoned. I didn't feel like I was worthy of love. I didn't feel like I was important. And I choose my relationships because I lacked the confidence. I had to learn how to love myself. I had to understand what that meant. And that the validation I was seeking, I was not going to get it in the world. I had to get it for myself. Now, as far as failures are concerned, a big failure for me was when I joined the group. And when I was there, like, I kept getting ridiculed by the world, by everyone, and I could never do anything right. And I realized when I was in that group that he knew who I was. Right? Remember I told you, he know you. He know the ups and the downs about you. And he will manipulate whatever he needs to do to get his point across. So he knew that I was a leader. And he would always put me in leadership positions. But then I always got in trouble because the way I was speaking, the way I was treating people, and maybe I didn't cook the food right, or maybe I did something, or maybe I looked at him the wrong way, and he always got on me all the time. But if anybody else did it, it wasn't that big of a deal. But if I did it, oh hell, all hell broke loose, and he put me on chopping block and ridiculed me and put me down and yell at me and all this and that. But I had to endure that because I'm the leader. So the world is watching me. The group is watching me. So however I move, they're going to move like me. I didn't get that at the time, And so then when I left, then I found myself homeless. Yeah, I found myself homeless. And that was a big failure, because who wants to be homeless? But the reason why I endured it, regardless of people talking about me and my husband, saying, well, we deadbeat parents and we bums, I had to endure my fears. I had to endure my phobias. And him and I stuck it out. And you see how life is for us today, because you got to go into your fears. And as a Life Path 1, you definitely have to fail. You know what I mean? Like, especially with me going to that group, going to the cult, I really believed in it. I really thought it was going to change the world. But come to find out, it didn't. Okay, it was a crazy situation, a very crazy, traumatic situation for a lot of people. And I felt stupid. I felt like, damn, I really believed in this group. I really believed in the message, and it's a joke. It's not real. And that was something that I had to accept within myself, But I did not let it stop me. I didn't be like, oh well, okay, it didn't work out. Let me leave. Let me go back to Babylon and get a job and go back to my mama because it didn't work out. I'm like, no. It's like, okay, maybe the group didn't fulfill an expectation that I had, but the truth is in me. I know what I saw. I know what I believe, and I'm going to play it out in my life. I'm going to show the group and the world what truth looks like, what, authenticity, self-love looks like. And that's what I did, and that's what I've been doing. Regardless of what the group is doing, regardless of what people say about me or whatever, I'm going to show up in the world and what I believe in, regardless of anybody following me. I'm going to show up, and that's Life Path 1. That's what you're here to do. And so I've had jobs, and I cussed my managers out in every single job. I always got in trouble at my jobs because I did not want to be micromanaged. I did not want nobody tell me what to do when they didn't even know what the hell they were talking about. How you gonna tell me to do my job and I have a degree and I'm certified and you don't even have an associate? Like, that's how I was thinking. Like, you don't know. Like, so how you gonna sit here and tell me? And I didn't have respect for authority because in my mind, I'm the authority of my life. You ain't gonna tell me what to do. So that's the reason why I chose to work for myself, because I'm like, I'm not about to sit here and do this with you. I'm not about to go into somebody else's business and tell them what they should be doing in their business, and they're giving me a paycheck. So any of you that got a chip on your shoulder at your job about how they should be doing it and what you would do if you were a manager, take that chip off your shoulder and put your money where your mouth is, and you start your own business, and then you let me know how that worked for you. Okay? And if you're not going to do that, you better stay within that business and you better do the best that you can do. Okay? And now for us that don't want to do that, this is where you show up in your life as an entrepreneur and as a business owner. Okay? Because I'm starting to see myself and take a lot of responsibility and starting to understand, okay, that's why they did what they did. But I'm not going back, but I'm just saying, as a Life Path 1, you're going to be more fulfilled when you work for yourself. Stop trying to get everybody to do what you want them to do. Life Path 1s are narcissists. So any of you, the numbers that I mentioned today, if any of you are experiencing narcissism, or you can call it narcissist, you want to look into your number. It plays out. And that's the reason why I attracted the group that I was a part of, because he is the king of the narcissists. He is a narcissist. So he showed me myself in him. I attracted that because that is something within me that was dormant, and it came alive when he came into my life. And I'm just like, oh shit. So as a Life Path 1, you have any ones in your energy, you have to know that narcissist behavior is within you, or you can attract it. So be very aware of the energy that you are putting out, because it will come back. And then with Life Path 1 temper, I used to have a bad temper. Yeah, I was that chick when she's in a relationship with her boyfriends and they pissed her off and he threatened me, I'll punch him in the face. Like, I was that person. And I realized you can't be that, because you're going to meet the wrong one or the right one that day, and they're going to get you. And my temper is one of the things that I really worked on. But the temper is there to help you deal with anger management. And a lot of times when you're angry, it's because you don't understand things, or maybe you feel like your power has been taken away, so you get angry. And so as a Life Path 1, I had to learn that no one can take my power away. And, it's okay to be upset with something, but don't get to the point where you get violent and hurt someone, because whatever you do in that moment, you can't take it back. Okay? You just can't. Okay, so someone said, I'm a Life Path 8, but I've never felt like a leader. And it says, can aspects of my birth chart hinder my life path? No. First of all, as a Life Path 8, it's not something you're going to feel like. If anything, you're going to feel the opposite. You're going to feel like you have no power, because your direction in life is to become the powerful one. Okay? And so if you feel like you're not a leader, you got to look at your life. You got to look at your resources. Are you lacking in resources? Are you lacking in your relationships? You were lacking your knowledge. You're lacking your money. Because if that's the case, you're not going to feel powerful. And it says, can aspects of the birth chart hinder my life path? No, the aspects in your birth chart, or I think we were saying aspects, just components in your birth chart, is here to lead you to your life path. What do I do with all this energy. Life Path 5, I need to focus it. Consistency is an issue. Okay, Life Path 5 is not about consistency. It's not about you trying to focus. Remember, in this life, you are here to focus on pleasure. You're here to experience pleasure. You need to go into the direction of freedom, pleasure, and fun. So if you're focusing, if you're lacking consistency, it is because you're doing something that does not light you up. You're not here to force yourself to do anything that you don't want to do. Now, I will say with a Life Path 5, you will abandon things quickly, but don't beat yourself up about it, because if you abandon it, you got to ask yourself, well, why did I abandon that person? Why did I abandon this activity that I was starting on? Okay, you got to ask yourself this, because one is, did you take enough time to really learn it? Or two, did you take enough time to realize this ain't for me, so let me keep moving? You gotta learn how to assess that. Don't force yourself, Life Path 5, to be grounded, because that's not what your direction is here to give you. My life path number is 22, which is a master builder number. I have no idea what to build. Okay, it's not about you creating something. It's about you helping others build whatever they need. And the more that you collaborate with others, the more ideas will pour out of you, and you will know how to be of service. You will know how to create things on your own, but you must help others build whatever it is that they want. Can a Life Path 6 and 5 work? I think it can work if you want it to work. I believe an incompatible relationship is just as compatible as a compatible relationship. You have to understand your weaknesses in an incompatible relationship. So if you are a Life Path 6, you need to understand the Life Path 5. As a Life Path 6, you know your obstacle is you do too much. You try to tell people what to do. Okay? As a Life Path 6, you are the enabler. So, if the Life Path 5 did not ask you for help, if the Life Path 5 did not ask you to come in, don't come in. Don't help them. Okay? And as a Life Path 5, you know that they have to live in pleasure. So as a Life Path 6, since you're a nurturer, you can nurture that and do things that will give them pleasure to give you pleasure. Because at the end of the day, you just want to love and help people. That's all you want to do. So how will we add the numbers for birthdays in November? Well, November is 11, so you will do 1 plus 1. And then whatever the day is, plus whatever that, and then the year plus whatever that. So what does it mean if I'm an Aries with a 33-6, and no, you don't need your time of birth for your Life Path number. Now, let me see, with Aries, as a teacher, it's about surrendering. So I guess for me, I wouldn't look at it like that, Garcia doll. Like, I gave you the placements that you want to go into to see how it's going to play out. But just saying you're Aries, Aries sun, Aries moon. But even if it being the Aries sun, Aries is about courage. It's about leadership. So you can be devoted to courage, doing courageous things. You can be devoted. You can be a spiritual teacher. You can enlighten us in what it means to be a leader. You know what I mean? So it just all depends. But me personally, I wouldn't look at my sun sign and be like, okay, how do I apply that to my life path? Because there's so much more to that. Because if she is talking about her sun sign in Aries, then you want to go to your aspects as well. And plus you got to know the house that's in your sun sign. So it just depends. You just can't just go off of one piece. It says, what's the life path for Libra? There is no life path for each zodiac sign. When you do your chart, you can kind of see why you have the placement that you have. So for a Libra ascendants, I have gotten with 7 readings consecutively, my Libra ascendants. For some reason, I don't know why. Look, I've been attracting Libra ascendants. But majority of my Libra ascendants, they have Life Path 9. They have Life Path 9. And Life Path 9 is romantic, is the lover, and Libra is the romantic one, is the lover, wants to be a part of something. Life Path 9 wants to be a part of something because it wants to connect to humanity. So you can take whatever sign you have to make it fit your life path number, or how to fit your life path number. And then I would say like a cancer obviously would be, seems like a nurturer number 6. And I have done a reading for a cancer, and she did have life path 6, but not all cancers have life path 6.
Here's the question, because I've been sitting down trying to write all this down.
Okay.
So with 33/6, the 33/6, my ascendant is in Cancer, which is so funny because you just said that. When you find out where, I have all this stuff in front of me too while we're talking. So as far as being a quote unquote / master teacher / enabler, I guess my question is more so focused on the empty houses. There was something you said, I was reading one of your things, and thank you for all the work that you do, but there was something that you were saying about how your empty houses are still, I guess you don't have to do work in them. You don't have to, not exactly don't have to do work, but you may have already completed the karma of that, right?
Yeah.
The work that I'm asking for this lifetime, quote unquote, is I'm trying to figure out if it's even smart for me to go in the direction of being a wellness teacher. That's so creepy. Because if you think about it, right, like, like as you hear this things and then you hear all these other tests and all these like forms of different tests to remind you of yourself, you really try not to overwhelm yourself with the information. So I guess.
What did I say about the 33? Feeling overburdened, and you're overburdening yourself.
That's how I feel all the time. Like, all the time. How? What is my question? Now I don't know my question anymore.
Girl.
Because okay, let's get clear. So, today I was applying to a PhD program, and the PhD program would be my second time, but the first time I've applied for it, I didn't get accepted because I sent the wrong form to them. I sent a piece of paper that was plagiarized. Wasn't intentional, was exactly just the paper I went and grabbed that was in my search engine that I already had in my email. I just sent it off because it was during the time I was getting married. Didn't even pay attention to what I sent. So I tried to apply again, and some stuff. So then I felt real poopy. I felt really, really shitty about me applying for school again. But I have had a gazillion people tell me, Amber, you know everything that you freaking need to know. Like, you don't really need any more education.
No.
You just need to persevere through. But there is a big piece of me that feels like I need like this one more thing, or just this one more piece of information to make my resume look right, or whatever it is that I wanted to look decent. So a life path 6 / Cancer ascending. Is it wise as a creator, master teacher, enabler for me to go into business for myself?
I can't answer that. And you want to know why? Because it's because it's more to it than just your ascendant sign. This is what I would tell you. You said your ascendant is Cancer, right?
Midhaven is Aries also.
Well, you didn't say that. Well,
my bad.
A midheaven in Aries is the boss, is the entrepreneur, is the leader. You know, it's all about you. As a midheaven in Aries.
Okay, but can we say this though? If I'm an enabler, which I am very good at, if I'm an enabler, how do you be a boss? Because it can flip in a breath. It can flip in a breath, but I try to control that breath where I just don't snap off at people like, get your shit together, you know?
Well, if nobody didn't ask you, don't tell them. Like, don't, and then it's like, as a boss, like, say you have a business, right? And you have procedures and guidelines that people that have to adhere to. If you see this person going against the procedures and guidelines, then obviously you go check them. But if you see this person doing something a certain way that you don't particularly like, but it's still getting the job done, and you feel like it could be easier, if they didn't ask you, then don't go to them, because they're not going to receive it, especially if they didn't ask. As an enabler, it's like you are giving of yourself when nobody asked you to, and then you feel like somebody owe you something because everything that you've done. But like, look, I didn't ask you to help me in the first place, so why are you getting mad?
And I just come over there with all the tools all the tools, all the stuff.
Exactly. And nobody didn't ask you to bring a little toolkit. Like, nobody didn't ask.
This
So
is so
that
much.
is, yeah. So back to your question. So what I would do if I were you, because you are here to teach us, you are the selfless servant. Okay. So as a selfless servant, see, as an enabler, that's not selfless. So you're doing it for yourself. You're doing it for them as a selfless service. Like, I am here if you need me. And if you don't need me, I am here. You know what I mean? And, and that's it. And if they don't say thank you, it don't matter because it ain't for you anyways. It's for them. So, but it doesn't mean that you don't have any boundaries, or you just don't let people just walk over you. But you know the difference. You do know the difference as that life path 6. But I really want you to focus more so on the life path 33, because that is what you are here to come into. You are here to be the master teacher. You're here to come into your enlightenment more so than focusing on a job or a career. It's more so about your enlightenment and connecting to your divinity, because you are a portal that can receive the most enlightenment out of all of us. You just know stuff, and you know that you know stuff, but you have to open yourself and not close yourself. Now, I'm not telling you not to have a job or nothing. Selfless service, and I think you're kind of going in the right direction with wellness. I think wellness is the word we should focus on in this time, not healing. We so focused on healing, we forget about the wellness, about maintaining who we are, like, really loving and nourishing ourselves instead of talking about how much we broken, we got this and that. Like, no, what about the wellness? Loving yourself, nurturing, sleeping, eating properly, exercise, like, you know what I mean? So I think you are on the right way.
The maintenance.
The maintenance of life. And so I will tell you, go to your moon placement and your
That's Gemini.
aspects and the
My
house.
moon is Gemini.
What house?
Gemini in where am I? It says my Gemini is in my 12th house, but I may be wrong.
There you go. Gemini, moon in the 12th house. 12th house is the subconscious, it's spirituality, it's sacrifice, it's the hidden, it's suffering, it's all of that. See, there you go, right there. So you should be definitely focusing on spirituality and retreat.
Yeah,
or you could
I do.
Retreats. Yes, retreats.
I need to do. See, I have it written down to own a retreat center, but that's a little ways away.
Well, yeah, it could be a ways to go if you get everything else out the way. But yeah, you could create a wellness center or a wellness retreat, because the 12th house is about retreats. And if you're into wellness, so you could do wellness retreats that will enlighten people and whatever it is that you want to help them with. And then your midheavens and Aries, so then you will go to your Mars placement, the Mars house and sign, to see what that's is.
That's in my 5th house.
Oh, so it could be sexuality, it could be fun, it could be creativity. You definitely should be focusing on those things as well. That leading us in those things, and sex, pleasure, and fun is a part of wellness.
It definitely is.
Once we grow up, we stop enjoying ourselves.
Or we automatically put ourselves in this place of thinking that sex doesn't belong to pleasure. We think it's just supposed to be creating fruitfully and all that kind of stuff, just based on how we're raised.
Exactly.
See, I got it. I just need to put it in the paper and to apply it. Jesus, help me find my integrator, Lord.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what this is how you do it. Okay. So now we're going to do it. So all you have to do what's your name? Amber?
Mm-hmm.
Amber, all you have to do now is get into alignment. See, remember, you are the 33. You are connected to the spirit. You have the 12th house energy. So it's not about your effort. It's not about your effort. It's about your allowing. So you need to start letting go. You need to, and it's about devotion. You got it's about really devoting to your service. So you want to do affirmations about devotion, about spirituality, about wellness, about love, sex, and pleasure. Like you want to like start really focusing and thinking about those things and writing about those things and talking about those things. That's all you have to do. And your universe is going to provide the cooperative components, the things that you need, that's going to put you in the direction where you need to go. Okay? That's it. That's it. It don't matter about no degree. It don't matter no resume. No, it has nothing to do with you.
That's the matrix.
You are on the autopilot of your life. You're just cruising, but now it's like you know where your GPS is taking you. So these are all the things that you should be focused on. So when we get off this live, I want you to go back to this piece and write down everything that I wrote, that I said. Let's write that down and just start. Don't worry about money. Don't worry about none of that. You straight. But if you start focusing on these things, the business is going to come into play. The people are going to come into play. You got to trust and know that they're coming for your own good. You got to trust it. You can't be like, well, I don't know, because you know they don't know me like that, and I know that's what she said, but you know I got to. No. Don't do that. Let's be like, you know what? I'm gonna focus on fun, pleasure, sex, wellness, spirituality. I'm the master teacher. What am I going to teach you today? Oh, you don't want my teachers? Okay, I'm gonna go this way because I ain't no enabler. You know, it's not about you bashing it down. Okay, it's not about that. Your students will come. The students will follow.
That's the affirmation.
Yes, the people that you need, the people that need you, the opportunities, they're coming, but you have to know on the other side of that, the obstacles.
All right.
The obstacles is that you want the obstacles. You want the challenges because that's what's gonna make you grow.
Oh yeah.
Like,
the real,
okay,
to be honest,
test me. Yes.
Right. I feel like the tests have been here though. Like for instance, I'm a mom, bro. Like I have a mom. I'm a whole mommy over here. So trying to teach the opposite of our acceptance of what I've been through as far as sexuality, not so much about the, just the taboos around it and what we're taught for that. So and allowing that to be as a mom and letting other people see that. Like it's okay for my child to feel comfortable in his nudity. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Good.
So.
Good.
I'll get there. But thank you. I'm going to get off because I know somebody else want to be on here and I will take up all your goddamn time.
But yes.
Thank you so much and keep doing and spreading your light. Love you, sister. I appreciate
and keep me posted. I'd like to know your journey.
I am. I'm going to inbox you.
So I hope that you got what you needed today. If you want to know more and want to go deeper with me, I have opened myself up to do readings for you guys. As you saw with me and Amber, that's what I talk about. That's what I'm giving you the direction to push. This is how you should think. This is what you should do for yourself. See, what I said to Amber was for Amber, but that was only a piece of the chart that she told me. I go deep. So if you want to go deep with me, child, go to my DM, go to my description box and book you a reading. It's going to be a lot of fun. And we're going to talk about your life path. Any question that you have about your life path, about your career, about your purpose, about relationships, whichever reading you choose to pick, we're going to go deep. Okay, we're going to really go deep and you will get a direction that you need. Now, I'm not here to give you the answers. I'm here to give you direction because you are here to remember who you are. That is your responsibility, to remember who you are. You know it and trust it. I need you to trust yourself. That's what makes my job easy. When you trust yourself. When you trust yourself, then I can be like, okay, go there. Because if you don't trust yourself and you go there, you're gonna be like, well, this ain't it. No, it's the work starts with you. The work, I don't care if you don't get no reading from me or anybody else. The work starts with you. Remembering who you are and trusting and opening yourself to that and the possibilities. And the people in your life is going to come that's going to guide you, going to help you, and is going to support you. You know what I mean? You just want a little support, but you don't want nobody telling you, no, don't do that, do this. No, I want you to be like, okay, you can do this, but if you do that, this is the direction you're going to go. So like with Amber, like, she's focused on a job and, resumes. She could do that. But in her direction, she is the leader of her life. She is the enlightened one. Okay. you know, she is here to teach us something about loving ourselves through pleasure and sex and fun and, you know, and spirituality. And she's going to create a space for people that desire that to come. I speak in an affirmation for her. Okay. So I love you guys. Stay balanced and bye-bye.